Finally, we come to Los Angeles as the last stop in our food culture series. My last stop, anyway. I live here now. Don't know how long it'll last. Hope it lasts a long time. But it's beautiful and sunny. And yeah, I know I'm wearing a Los Cabos shirt, but it's the closest thing I had to LA. At least it says Los. It was either that or Las Vegas. Got this on a cruise, which is one of the things that put me closer to 300 pounds. And that's one thing about living in New York or Los Angeles. You're living close to cruise ships, which is a huge temptation for me. In Minneapolis, it was landlocked. You couldn't get close to anything. Had to take a plane to get on a cruise boat. Had to take a plane to do just about anything. But in LA, there's all kinds of great food. There's Little Tokyo, which has all the Japanese restaurants. There's Koreatown. There's Little Armenia. There's some of the most world-renowned soul food, Cajun, Creole places in America. Some of them are in Los Angeles. I'd say after New Orleans and possibly New York, I think LA is probably one of the big foodie cities in America. And it's not that far from Las Vegas, which is another big foodie city. Again, there's a cruise port. You can take whatever you want. You can go up the coast and experience all kind of flavors. A lot of cool hipster places from Portland come down here, and they introduced me to peanut butter and jelly, mooseberry apple pie ice cream or whatever. So there's places that obviously cater to a more specialized palate, which is me. I see something I hadn't had, I want to try it. So most people say, "Ooh, I don't know if I would like, maple golden peanut butter and jelly chicken wings," but me, I'm like, I haven't had it. I want to try it. So LA's not really good for that type of person trying to lose weight, but it's great for people who like food and foodies and things like that. And a lot of places will have like a burger of the month, ice cream of the month, milkshake of the month, pizza of the month, whatever. So there's a lot of variety. So it's probably better than New York in that way of people are not so classic. You go to New York and yeah, you love greasy pizza. You just want sausage on it, pepperoni on it, ham on it. When LA, you can find pizza that's just as good, just as greasy. I like it when the cheese is running off, but then you can find a special where they're like, oh, we're gonna bake an apple pie into a pizza and try to make it the same way. So they're trying more kinds of sushi. The sushi rolls are not just salmon, they're not just tuna. They're gonna try like jalapeno burrito sushi or something like that, along with the classic rolls. So they do the classic stuff good, but then you can get other varieties and stuff. So they're not as locked into the traditions that New York is in terms of the food, which they're not as snobby about it either. But the hardest part is that everybody that I meet pretty much is in better shape than I am. It's a lot like Minneapolis in that way, except instead of being conditioned from birth to get used to freezing temperatures, they're conditioned to be outside. People are outside all the time. They're exercising all the time. They go to the gym a lot. It's a big gym culture. I mean, you'll hear people be like, oh yeah, I could have sex with this girl tonight, but I'm gonna go to the gym instead. I'm like, wait a minute. So for me being from Alabama, the gym is a means to an end. You're only going there to be in enough shape to have sex with a woman or to get a woman to find you attractive enough to want to have sex with you. If you had supermodels that would be like, you're broke and 300 pounds, come here over here. I mean, if they were that way, you probably would never go to the gym. You probably would never think about it that way. And you'd die. People say, well, you die at 60. I'm like, yeah, well, you die happy at 60 than being 80 years old going to the gym every day. So that's the way I think about it. It's a means to an end. For them, it's a lifestyle. I mean, they're having sex for the exercise. They're like, oh, I burned 300 calories because I had sex today. I better go to my real orgasm, which is the gym, and go work out five hours a day or whatever, some crazy shit like that. So for them, that is the thrill, which is crazy. But you meet people that do a variety of exercises. Everybody's got a gym membership. They live at the gym. And of course, people say, oh, San Francisco's not like that. NorCal's so different. That's the big thing about LA. People from about a quarter of San Francisco has moved here, and they're all like, oh yeah, NorCal, but they're the same fucking place. To the rest of America, California's California. You meet somebody from San Francisco and they say, oh yeah, I do hot yoga 3 hours a day. And you meet somebody from LA and they say, oh yeah, I ride a bicycle 3 hours a day. You don't think that that's really that different. You're still looking at somebody who's in really good shape from San Francisco or LA, and they both spent, whether it's 3 hours at a yoga studio or 3 hours at a gym, to you that's not that different when you're from Alabama and you're eating a fucking, whatever, deep fried corn dog, chicken husk or whatever, and you're 300 pounds, like, yeah, tell me some more about your workout. That's really interesting. It doesn't matter if somebody went hiking, although people in LA do that. But no, you don't understand. People in LA, they go hiking. People in San Francisco, we bike ride while hiking. So see, it's totally different, totally different. In Alabama, you don't do any of that shit. When you're on wheels, it's because you're on a rascal scooter going up the nursing home steps or some shit. I mean, like you don't do any of this. So it's different. So it's the same basically, and you're starting to see why California and Minnesota and New Yorkers are in better shape than people from Alabama or people from red states, period. Even though Minnesotans, they ride bikes a lot, they're outside a lot, they hike a lot, and Los Angeles people, which you think, how can people from Minnesota be outside that much when it's freezing? But they manage to do it, they get used to it. New Yorkers, they're walking everywhere, maybe they're stressed out, maybe they chain smoke and drink their way into fitness or whatever. They're at least healthy on the outside in terms of slender, but they got bad organ damage probably. And then you got LA, where people are just constantly exercising, they're on the move, they live a healthier lifestyle than people from New York. They don't do as many bad habits. Typically, I don't see as many people smoking. I don't think people drink as much. They may smoke more weed or whatever, but I don't know. They get more sun, they get a little bit more exercise. Their diet maybe, I don't know if it's better or worse, seems kind of similar to me, but it's hard. There's all kind of food, all kind of temptation, and you're surrounded by beautiful, shiny, happy people in better shape than you. And that doesn't really encourage you when you go to the gym and literally everybody's in better shape than you. That kind of makes you want to go home and be like, oh, I'll work out at home, which is like, what does that even mean? You watch Xena Warrior Princess and you mean to do the moves she's doing, but then you just get caught up in the plots or something. I don't know. I used to watch Alias thinking, yeah, no, you just watch Jennifer Garner or you just watch the hot girls in the videos or whatever. You don't do anything. So I think that's a challenge for me. LA is a challenge for me. Everywhere has been a challenge for me because pretty much everywhere I go, when you're a food addict, you're not really changing. Your place can change. So I've literally been all across America, the 4 points, south, east, north, west, and I've made counterclockwise around America, but I haven't really changed the way I've done anything. And that's a problem. And I have to change because I know this is it. If you can't do it in LA, you can't do it anywhere. I'm not going to go to fucking North Dakota and be like, yeah, I'll lose weight here because I'll be trapped. My door will be frozen shut and I can't go outside and there's not a pizza place for 50 fucking miles. Like, you can't think that way. You have to think, Alabama's tough to lose weight, but I'm going to do it. New York's tough to lose weight, but I'm going to do it. Minneapolis is tough to lose weight, but I'm going to do it. LA's tough to lose weight, but I'm going to do it. So I think people watching this and thinking, well, it's easy when you're in LA. They don't know how it is in Kansas. I literally have been everywhere. So you have to look at the weight loss I've had, the weight gain I've had, and think, okay, I can beat what he's done, or I can do what he's done, and I will do what he's done. Because unlike a lot of the fitness people, he actually likes food, enjoys the way it tastes. He wasn't born with great genes. It's just going to take doing it. And I think we'll do it together. And I think the last series of videos, because we're in the final stretch, are going to show you how specifically what you do to lose weight now that we've got our minds right.